Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
We have Paul Haywood, Director of Block Energy, with us today. It's an exploration and production company listed on AIM, and it's focused on the Republic of Georgia. Afternoon, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
That's good to hear. You just released an RNS about the acquisition of an additional 20% interest in the West Rustavi license. Can you go a bit more into detail about that?
Yeah, sure. Look, the acquisition has been outlined from the very start in that the company's plan is to farm into a 75% working interest at the West Rustavi field. The acquisition just made is in line with the company's original strategy that was set out at AIM admission.
So that's you've also had an opportunity. You can go up to 75%, I think, on that.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. The company's plan is to action that option and to move on to 75%. And to get there, we basically need to drill 2 horizontal wells from existing well bores that have flown both oil and gas, and we plan to do that over the shorter term.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, why increase that license? What caught your eye?
That's a good question. West Rustavi's exciting for many reasons, Rob, and most notably is its location to the largest discovery ever had in Georgia, actually, which at its peak produced around 70,000 barrels of oil a day, and this was back in the mid-70s. Now, West Rustavi sits contiguous to that area. And actually sits up dip from Samgori and is on trend to the producing areas throughout the field. The license, the West Rustavi license, actually hosts a significant amount of vertical opportunity, and beyond 1,000 meters, our oil and gas bearing zones, the upper, middle, and lower Eocene, cover around 1,500 meters. And for those that are familiar with the City of London, that's Bank Station to Chancery Lane as the crow flies. So, lots of interesting horizons to get stuck into as we move forward with our development program.
Okay. So that's one of your licenses of the 3, because you listed a few weeks on AIM and you started with the 3 assets. Can you give us a bit more information, update on Noria and Saskanesi?
Yeah, so look, we've got a 100% working interest in Norio. We are also the operator, and the same. We've got a 90% working interest in Saskanesi. Those 2 fields have produced around just over 2 million barrels of oil to date. They currently produced just below 20 barrels of oil a day currently for us from shallow wells drilled back in the Soviet times, and the revenue that's generated from those small oil sales pretty much pay for the operating costs and take care of our local Georgian G&A. So the fields are currently self-sustaining. The immediate plan, at least in Saskanesi, and we've got guys in the field now that are preparing wells for workovers and reactivations, is to basically reactivate several wells within Saskanesi, and we envisage that work kicking off mid-end of July. Then we'll move the crew across into the Norio oil field, whereby we've got 8 to 10 wells that have been prepared for recompletion work also. We'd expect this initial stage of work to generate anywhere between 300 to 400 barrels of oil a day, and we'd expect, say, from the tail end of July through to October-ish or thereabouts, we would kind of be in a good position to announce to the market, success had from the majority of the initial work program.
So you've got 3 licenses under your belt. Are you going to focus on those 3 licenses, or would you look to get another asset?
That's a very good question, Rob. We're definitely familiar with additional opportunities in country. One of our largest shareholders, actually, and partner in West Rustavi, Georgian Oil and Gas, they are one of the largest asset owners in country. So there's plenty of upside to go, to look at as and when we're in that position. But I think over the shorter term, the focus really is on increasing existing oil production, ensuring that the company is self-sustaining and or generating free cash flow to then further develop existing fields, whilst also in parallel to that, and this really is the bigger picture for us, is retesting existing gas discoveries that we've had in West Rustavi and proving up some of that 600 BCF resource has been attributed to the field, which, in monetary terms, the value that's attributed to those gas resources are significant and really will occupy the focus of the company moving forward.
Oh, good. In terms of timelines, what are the news? What's the big news items you should be looking out for if you're an investor?
I would say mobilising the crew into Sats Canesi and getting on with some of these well reactivations, I think will be definitely worth paying attention to. And then obviously mobilising the crew across into Norio and getting on with the recompletions and sidetracks, which is going to happen kind of in and around September. And then mobilising down to West Rustavi and retesting these gas discoveries because, assuming the results are somewhat as expected, this could significantly contribute to unlocking around $2.1 billion worth of unrisked project value in West Rustavi. So lots of things going on a month-to-month basis, and we're fully funded to execute this work. So it's exciting times.
That's very good. I'm sure it's going to raise a few eyebrows, sort of news like that. Lastly, 3 weeks in now, you launched on the AIM. How are you finding it? And for any new investors or anyone interested in Block Energy, what's is attractive about your company as opposed to others?
I'd say that we're new to AIM. We've as I hope has been realised from this discussion. We're extremely busy. We've got a fully funded, exciting work programme coming up. And I'd also say that given we are new to the market, I think the market's still digesting the block investment proposition, which, in turn can create opportunity for other investors. So, lots to pay attention to, and exciting times. So, many reasons to keep an eye on us, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Paul, for taking the time, and hope to hear from you soon.
My pleasure, Rob. Thanks for the call.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.